making headlines this hour. In a call to action to combat corruption, Auditor General Hossein Niazi emphasizes that digitizing the public procurement system is a crucial step towards eradicating corruption. State Minister Dr. Mohammad Kinanat says strengthening the nation's cyber defenses is not just a technical necessity but a fundamental pillar for the success and growth of the Maldives' burgeoning digital economy. And the government reclaims more than 250 hectares of land for Ras Maleh, a sweeping infrastructure initiative launched in 2023 to confront acute housing and spatial shortages in the Maleh region.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Abdullah Ahil. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz reiterates the need to revitalize the regional cooperation between neighboring states in a message to the Secretary General of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, or SAARC, on the 40th anniversary of SAARC's charter.
In his message, the president emphasized the importance of convening SAARC and rebuilding trust among the member states. He underscored the potential of the region by stating that continued dialogue, unity, and cooperation is imperative to advancing the welfare of the people and unlocking the region's true potential. The president further highlighted the challenges faced on both a global scale and regional level, such as climate change, reducing global inequality, ensuring food security, strengthening public health systems, and fostering economic development. The president underscored the importance of a strengthened institutional framework within SAARC to enhance the responsiveness to challenges and serve its people more effectively. Concluding his message, the president reiterated the Maldives' enduring commitment to a stronger, comprehensive, and future-ready SAARC, one that is built upon shared values, mutual efforts to prioritize the common good over perceived differences, and one that contributes towards prosperity and lasting stability while elevating the region as a beacon of peace. SAARC is a regional bloc comprising of 8 countries in South Asia, established in 1985 to promote economic development, cultural exchanges, and social progress between neighboring states. The SAARC Charter is celebrated annually on the 8th of December.
In a call to action to combat corruption, Auditor General Hossein Niazi emphasizes that digitizing the public procurement system is a crucial step towards eradicating corruption.
Speaking at the International Anti-Corruption Day ceremony, Niazi highlighted that audit reports and investigations conducted by the Anti-Corruption Commission, or ACC, often reveal issues of documentation fraud which can lead to corruption. He noted that digitizing systems related to document submission and record-keeping can help solve this problem.
Minister of State for Homeland Security and Technology, Dr. Mohammad Kinanat, says strengthening the nation's cyber defenses is not just a technical necessity, but a fundamental pillar for the success and growth of the Maldives' burgeoning digital economy.
Dr. Kinanat made the statement during the inauguration of a significant new cybersecurity training program. The joint initiative, launched by the National Cybersecurity Agency and the National Telecommunications Union, has a dual focus equipping specialized teams to combat cyber threats and educate stakeholders on safeguarding children navigating social media platforms. He stated that the newly launched training program would provide a vital platform to study and discuss the main issues and opportunities surrounding both child protection online and national CSIRT capabilities. Highlighting the global scale of one challenge, Dr. Kinanat stressed the need for a broader view and coordinated national-level efforts to shield Maldivian children from digital dangers while empowering them to harness the Internet's positive opportunities. He identified online threats to children and broader cyber threats as among the biggest security security threats facing Maldivian society, adding that assessing the current cyber landscape is a crucial opportunity for the nation. The intensive 3-day training program, attended by representatives from various government agencies, is designed to significantly bolster national cyber resilience. Key modules include building critical information infrastructure protection, defining the national CSIRT's role, establishing a Cyber Incident Response Team or CIRT or Security Operations Center or SOC, using open source tools, cyber threat intelligence fundamentals, and crucially, strategies for protecting children online.
The Ministry of Finance and Planning announces the recruitment of a consultant for the Ras Maleh Transport Master Plan feasibility study. The consultancy's objective is to develop a comprehensive transport master plan for Ras Maleh, including a safe, reliable, and sustainable transportation system between Maleh and Ras Maleh, as well as within Ras Maleh. Interested parties can submit an expression of interest or EOI until 2 p.m. on the 24th of December. Consultants will be selected based on quality and cost-based selection, or QCBS, as per the Public Finance Act. Shortlisted candidates will be invited to submit full proposals, and applicants must provide documents proving their capability to undertake the work. The government reclaims more than 215 hectares of land for Ras Maleh, a sweeping infrastructure initiative launched in 2023 to confront acute housing and spatial shortages in the Maleh region.
Officials at the Housing Development Corporation said the recent deployment of 2 additional vessels, including one of the world's largest hopper dredgers, has accelerated progress towards the project's target of 1,009 hectares. The reclamation, divided into 12 zones, is being carried out by 3 international firms. Sri Lanka's Capital Marine and Civil Construction has completed its 29-hectare assignment, while Mohan Mutta and China Harbour Engineering continued their respective contracts, together reclaiming more than 150 hectares of their allocated volume. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz has indicated that the reclamation phase is scheduled to conclude by March 2026, when the government expects to finalize the list of land recipients. His administration intends to distribute 25,000 residential plots within the reclaimed territory, with 15,000 allocations already confirmed in the initial phase. The Ministry of Finance and Planning has invited consultants to prepare a feasibility study for a transport master plan intended to establish a sustainable transit network linking Maleh to Ras Maleh. Officials envision the reclaimed land as an eco-city positioned to launch housing and economic projects immediately upon completion.
A delegation from Saudi Arabia arrives in the Maldives on Monday to attend the Hajj and Umrah conference scheduled for the 11th of December. Led by Bandar bin Abdullah Al Raji, chairman of the Al Safwa Foundation, the group is expected to meet with the Minister of Islamic Affairs and the Supreme Council for Fatwa. Their program also includes engagements with the Maldives Hajj Corporation, the National Center for the Holy Quran, and local religious leaders, alongside a presentation on the Foundation's initiatives. The conference will bring together a broad range of service providers and reflects President Dr. Mohamed Muiz's pledge to strengthen the national system for pilgrimage administration. By fostering closer coordination between private companies and the Islamic Affairs Ministry, the event seeks to expand service capacity and deepen religious awareness among pilgrims. Panel discussions and keynote addresses will feature scholars and institutional representatives, continuing a series of ministry-led symposiums aimed at reinforcing the nation's religious. Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shaheen Ali Saeed says the government will invest from the Zakat Fund and boost its resources over the next 2 years, marking a significant step towards enhancing the country's Islamic finance system.
This move follows the recent passage of the nation's first ever Zakat law, which provides a legal framework for managing and expanding the fund in accordance with Islamic Sharia principles. Speaking on PSM News Radyo Muda program, Minister Shaheen emphasized that while the law does not mandate direct investments from the Zakat fund, it opens the doors for such initiatives if deemed necessary. The minister highlighted the growing needs of Zakat recipients, which have surpassed the current availability of funds. He added, to address this, the government aims to establish a permanent inflow of money into the fund through strategic investments, ensuring that more people can benefit from Zakat distributions. The new Zakat law, which will come into effect from January, allows for investments to be made from the fund under the guidance of fiqh academies and fatwa councils. Minister Shaheen explained that while the law does not require investments, it provides the flexibility to do so under certain conditions. This approach is designed to align with Islamic financial principles while addressing the increasing demand for Zakat assistance. The past 2 years have seen record-breaking Zakat contributions in the Maldives, with over 6.4 million deposited into the fund last year alone. The introduction of the Zakat Act is part of broader efforts to strengthen the Zakat system, ensuring transparency and public confidence.
Adam Sharif Omar, the Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works, affirms at the inauguration of the Maldives' first Local Council Internal Audit Conference that robust internal auditing mechanisms are indispensable to effective local governance.
The minister highlighted that rigorous oversight is vital to cultivating public trust and safeguarding institutional credibility, noting that internal audits serve a preventative role by enabling councils to identify risks and avert procedural errors before they occur, rather than merely responding to misconduct. He also proposed that amendments to the state's financial framework could streamline council operations that significantly reinforce anti-corruption efforts, with the administration seeking to tailor financial protocols to local contexts in order to secure the public confidence necessary for the decentralized system to succeed. The two-day conference, aimed at strengthening financial governance across regional administrations, is jointly organized by the Local Government Authority with the Internal Audit Association of Maldives, and the event seeks to align council operations with financial regulations and ensure the accuracy of fiscal records. LGA Chief Executive Mohammad Nimal said the initiative was conceived to unify administrative procedures under a single internal audit framework, noting that consistent standards across jurisdictions are essential for oversight and long-term improvement. The program includes master classes, panel discussions, and workshops on audit planning and execution. IAA Maldives chairperson Mifsal Adam said the sessions would allow professionals to share expertise, address challenges in report preparation, and explore technical methods to reinforce systems. 47 monitoring and audit personnel from city and atoll councils attended. Organizers intend to make the conference an annual event.
We bring you the call to prayer for Isha.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
ಮಗುಹುರಸ್ಕುರಾರು ಖಣ ಫರಾತಶ ವಾಯ್ ಫರಾತ ಬಲ್ಲವ ಕುರಿಮಗ ರಾವಾಯರು ವೀಕಂತತಕಶ ವ ಮುಂದಾಕಂತತಕ ವಿಸ್ನವ
Welcome back to our English news broadcast. We continue with the local headlines. A special ceremony was held to mark the completion of a Japanese-funded project aimed at enhancing the health capacity of Vilana International Airport, or VIA, and Gan International Airport.
The project was implemented to bolster border control, security, and prevention of communicable diseases at Maldives' main ports of entry. With a grant of $2.4 million from the government of Japan, the project has successfully upgraded the airport's infrastructure and capabilities. Key achievements include the establishment of advanced biometric control systems, enhanced identification document checking, and training and resources for border security, health preparedness, and sanitation. The project has also improved waste management practices, environmental safety standards, and emergency response capacities in line with international health regulations. The Japanese government has donated equipment and machinery to strengthen border security in Maldives, which will help screen travelers entering the country and fortify its borders. As the primary gateways for tourists and locals, VIA and Gan Airport are now better equipped to handle the influx of visitors while protecting the country's health and security.
The newly established Maldives National Anti-Corruption Academy, or MNACA, is on track to commence its inaugural training programs by the end of January, marking a significant step in bolstering the nation's fight against graft.
The announcement came from the Anti-Corruption Commission, or ACC Chairman Adam Shamil, during the official ceremony commemorating International Anti-Corruption Day. Shamil delivered a grim assessment of the financial toll of corruption, revealing that the ACC has formally notified relevant state institutions that the government has lost a staggering $103.8 million in assets and funds over the past 17 years to corruption. He emphasized that establishing a strong system to recover state property and funds lost to corruption remains paramount to prevention. Underscoring the urgent need for dedicated legislation, he declared that such a robust asset recovery framework can only be established with an asset recovery law. Providing a concrete timeline, he confirmed that a draft law has been prepared and submitted to the Attorney General's office, with expectations for it to be enacted within the coming year. Highlighting operational challenges, Shamil pinpointed the lack of trained investigative personnel as a major hurdle in effectively probing corruption cases. The establishment of MNACA, officially inaugurated by the President on the 7th of December 2023, is the ACC's direct response. The Academy's core mission is to provide education, training, research, and awareness to integrate the fight against corruption and build professional capacity domestically. Shamil confirmed that MNACA now has sufficient staff to begin operations. The immediate goal is to establish a Maldives Qualification Authority, or MQA-recognized anti-corruption investigation course, with the aim of launching the certificate and diploma-level programs before the end of January 2026. In collaboration with the Malaysian and Hong Kong Anti-Corruption Academy, MNACA will initially roll out Level 4 certificate courses and diploma programs, with plans to progressively expand its offerings up to master's degree level in the future.
Update on media business affairs. Paramount Skydance launches a hostile bid worth $108.4 billion for Warner Bros. Discovery in a last-ditch effort to outbid Netflix and create a media powerhouse that would challenge the dominance of the streaming giant.
Netflix had emerged victorious from a weeks-long bidding war with Paramount and Comcast, securing a $72 billion equity deal for Warner Bros. Discovery's TV, film studios, and streaming assets. But Paramount's latest attempt means the jockeying for Warner Bros. And its prized HBO and DC Comics assets will not come to a conclusion swiftly. The Warner Bros. Discovery Board of Directors on Monday afternoon said it would review Paramount's offer but is not modifying its recommendation with respect to Netflix. It advised the company to take no action at this time in regards to the Paramount Skydance proposal. Paramount's bid includes Warner Bros. Discovery's cable television properties. Netflix's bid is limited to the Warner Bros. Film and Television Studios, HBO, and the HBO Max streaming service.
Update on Middle Eastern events. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres strongly condemns an Israeli raid on the East Jerusalem compound of the UN Palestinian Refugee Agency, UNRWA.
Israeli authorities entered the UN Palestinian Refugee Agency's East Jerusalem offices on Monday and raised Israel's flag. In a raid they said was allegedly ordered over unpaid taxes but was condemned by the agency as a challenge to international law.
Turning to the situation in Jerusalem, as you may have seen early this morning, Israeli police, accompanied by municipal officials, forcibly entered a United Nations compound used by UNRWA in East Jerusalem. Police motorcycles as well as trucks and forklifts were brought in, and all communications were cut. Furniture, IT equipment, and other property was seized, and the UN flag was pulled down and replaced by the Israeli flag.
The United Nations Relief and Works Agency, or UNRWA, has not used the building since the start of this year after Israel ordered it to vacate all its premises and cease its operations. UNRWA Chief Philip Lazzarini wrote on X that the move by Israel could create a dangerous precedent anywhere else the UN is present across the world.
Moving on to sports, wingsuit athletes Danny Roman and Fred Fugen achieves a groundbreaking milestone at the Bahrain World Trade Center, performing a perfectly synchronized head-on crossing between the iconic Twin Towers, flying just 10 meters apart.
The pair launched themselves from a Black Hawk helicopter at 4,000 feet, speeding towards the center line of the building at a combined velocity of 440 kilometers per hour, approaching one another at more than 120 meters per second. The crossing took place 40 meters above the structure's unique wind turbines, making a first in the world of wingsuiting. In a carefully choreographed routine, Roman and Fugen accelerated above Manama's striking skyline before splitting into opposite flight arcs. They then turned sharply to converge along the calculated flight path, meeting at the precise crossing point to complete the maneuver.
I feel so happy. I'm super stoked. I mean, it's been a dream of Danny and me for the last 2 years. We've been really dreaming about this project, this flight, synchronized flight, crossing through the building, and now it's done. So I'm super happy.
The idea for the accomplishment was conceived in 2022 when the duo first visited the Bahrain World Trade Center and noted its potential for a synchronized flight challenge. What followed was a dedicated 2 years process that involved planning, obtaining permits, constructing simulation models, technical mapping, and extensive flight training. This achievement adds to both athletes' reputation as pioneers within the wingsuit community and also expands the art of aerial sports.
Concluding with lighter news, Italian cooking, already celebrated around the world, is poised for a new accolade, formal recognition as a cultural treasure from the United Nations Cultural Agency, UNESCO.
A preliminary UNESCO assessment has cleared Italian cuisine to be added to UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list, and a final decision is expected on Wednesday, December 10th. Launched in March 2023 by Italy's Agriculture and Culture Ministries, the bid casts Italian cuisine, from pasta and pizza to risotto and cannoli, as a social ritual that binds families and communities together. From Lombardy's ossobuco, braised veal shanks with gremolata, to Puglia's orecchiette con made di rapa, ear-shaped pasta with turnip greens, each region showcases Italian biodiversity and creativity, it said. Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has championed the effort, calling Italian food a symbol of culture, identity, tradition, and strength. UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage lists already include haute cuisine meals prepared for Sundays or festive occasions in France. Mexico has also been recognized for its celebratory meals associated with the religious rites of an ethnic minority. Korea boasts recognition for its kimchi fermentation technique, and Japan for its traditional dietary culture, washoku.
And that's all the news we have for today. We'll be back with any further updates. Until then, I'm Abdullah Ahil from PSM News.